Intimidation. Forget brains or brawn. There is an entirely new level of fear struck when the monster walking towards you lets out a deep, guttural growl. Worse still is the approaching threat that pauses to vomit up the contents of its stomach. This action appears almost comical, until you see the crazed look in their eye as they bellow out their challenge. I stepped into the corpse bully with the knowledge that this time I was going to have an adult to protect my little rotten pumpkin while I began to grow. This was, of course, ideal, as I would be at very little risk of starvation or of dying to large predators as long as I had a big boy around. He had already killed an adult raptor for me to eat, so I was all set to grow quickly right out the gate. And grow quickly I did. Within a very short time, we left the sanctuary and began the long trek across the island to collect another packmate and begin our reign of terror and mayhem. Or something like that, I don't know. I got distracted by the smell of an egg sitting in a puddle of vomit. After stealing back the egg from the tiny dilo that swallowed it, we continued on our way. Moving through the passage, a dilo attempted to make friends. Clearly, that was not on our agenda, though. And while Fudgy chased the dilo halfway across the planet, I set my eyes on a young dibble that was very nervously watching my fresh adult self and attempting to guard its flanks. I really dislike dibbles. When I'm playing anything except Cerato, that is. On Cerato, they are a decently fun hunt. So long as they are solo, of course. Challenging, but not impossible. Unfortunately, the instant the dibble dropped and I started preparing to refresh my diets, another 2 dibbles, a stego, and their pet dilo showed up.
Oh, another dibble! Oh crap, 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 oh crap. La 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 la. Oh, I'm so screwed.
Don't die. Don't die.
The dilo went for his buddies. Help!
Don't die. Get out of there. Dodge and weave.
Having managed to escape that rather unfortunate circumstance, I healed my bleed and we continued toward West Rail to meet up with Farmer. At least until he mentioned something beelining for him and turning on replay. Which of course is code for, I think there's a hacker coming for me. Help.
F2?
What? Oh no.
He's coming straight to me? He's coming straight to me.
We're coming. Come this way.
on the cliff. Got F2 rolling.
Send us a roar.
The very next moment, we were coming in hot, roaring aggressively to let whoever was tailing our friend know that they had picked exactly the wrong target. Which actually worked incredibly well. The other Cerато turned tail and took off down the nearby rocks, not willing to face our wrath. With our food and water getting low, we made our way to West Rail. As we approached, we smelled nesting materials, and saw other Ceratos talking in chat. Oh. Now this might be an opportunity for food and water both at the same time. While the other two held back to regain stamina, I crept forward through the trees to do some recon. When I got close enough, I began to count, and quickly decided that we would be heavily outmatched. This was no tiny family with 2 parents and a bunch of hatchlings. They'd been nesting for a while, and had several groups of children of all ages. Not worth it. We still needed food and water though, so I chanced a greeting, just in case they might be friendly. They were indeed. Thank goodness. We drank, ate from the Maya that had apparently dropped dead in front of them, and then headed on our way. Also, shout out to Ikismo. Glad we didn't have to fight to the death just then. As night fell, we marched into South Plains. I was in a hunting mood, and I was really hoping to come across a Tenanto. As we approached, we did indeed hear a Tenno. At least 2, actually. And a Dibble. And Apache. This probably wasn't going to be the best option for a hunt. Too risky. Before we could turn to sneak away, though, a fresh spawned Dibble ran right into the middle of us, saw what was going on, and started to scream. I was too slow in silencing him, and the herd was alerted and immediately on us. With Farmer still little and myself not yet fully grown, we found ourselves in the middle of a hornet's nest, with nothing but that paddle the other guy was up a creek without. Oh. Speaking of the other guy in the creek, Fudgy, thinking that it was one of the Tennos in the dark, bit a random Cerato, and he was quite suddenly involved in the chaos too. One Tenno broke away from me and took off after the random Cerato. And after looping around the bushes and through the trees several times, I finally managed to get them off my tail. Good thing we had the paddle. We all took to the river to swim away from the threats, bleeding heavily. What happened to the other Cerato? We'll probably never know. We weren't going to take the chance of getting pummeled to death to go find out. Well, on our way toward healing from that encounter, we scavenged some food and began preparing to log out for the evening. Until we heard another Tenno calling on our side of the river. The big herd responded to it, and my mind was instantly made up. I wanted to fight the Tenno. preferably before it got to the herd and increased their already unhuntable numbers. We tracked it by sound and then spotted it munching away at plants on the hillside. Poor guy didn't stand a chance. He absolutely panicked and went down incredibly quickly in a mass of roaring blood and vomit. The next day, after healing up, Farmer and I were forced to set off without Fudgy. We had wandered into West Rail and saw someone speak in chat. This was their mistake, as they mentioned that they needed to find some AI to heal. Ah. So there were more Ceratos here, and they were injured? We searched the area as quietly as possible, before spotting them moving beside the pond. Perfect. They had no idea that we were there, and we used that advantage to stage a nearly flawless ambush. As dawn approached, we spotted a Carno and some Dilos fighting nearby. With a Carno corpse and a Dilo corpse, we would be able to improve our diets dramatically. Ultimately, though, we opted to target the Carno, as the Dilo venom made it difficult for him to see, and allowed us to catch him where otherwise he would have just run away. Though the Dilos would have been nice diets too, we took pity on them when they came to ask for some of the Carno carcass. We weren't hungry enough to bother with killing them, or with hoarding the food for ourselves. So once we had our fill, we trotted away to rest and heal. Quite some time later, we moved to Delta. The mix packing in Highlands and South had become excessive, and we wanted a bit of peace and quiet for a time. Which, in Cerato speak, means I smelled a moving meat chunk in the river and began teasing whatever unfortunate Dino thought he was being sneaky in there. We didn't have any idea how large or small the Dino was, but when he surfaced and was clearly tiny, well, we went after him in the water. He dropped in 2 bites, but he had a larger buddy with him. We should have known. Luckily for me, he wasn't big enough to grab us either, and he made the mistake of getting himself stuck on land. Land Dino? So anyway, with 2 corpses to snack on, we decided to hang around a bit and see if we could use them to bait in even more Dinos. While we waited though, I heard a little splash and spotted a Stegling running across the sand. I could use some line diets, honestly. Well, now we had 3 corpses. Sweet. Eventually, having grown bored with the distinct lack of dinos taking the bait, we ate up and prepared to start making our way back to where we'd logged with Fudgy before. Or at least that was the plan, until this random Cerato appeared. At first, he acted friendly enough, but Farmer didn't like the vibes this guy was putting off. As we walked away, the other guy asked if our group was full. Well, Farmer grumbled about not trusting this guy. I told him in the chat we were preparing to log out. And then the audacity of this dude. That was when he decided to attack.
Do not like him following us when we go to log. That doesn't... don't like it.
Coming for me. Alright, you.
He got exactly what he deserved. And I hope he enjoyed the menu screen. When we next logged back in, we headed straight for West Rail. We planned to get water, and I still needed to finish healing from the guy who had tried to kill me previously. Of course, as we were walking toward the pond, we spotted a pair of Ceratos. No, a trio of them. Not particularly interested in a fight, especially with Ceratos that had the red skins of the group we'd seen nesting here previously. We weren't exactly committed. At least not until they spotted us and came in with their teeth bared.
Sarah, yep.
They're coming for us.
Whoops. Shoot.
What? Oh, I just bit you, Farmer.
That's okay. I'm good.
This guy,
I wasn't too worried, until I got caught in the middle of 2 charge bites at once. Crap! We needed to run. I tried to call Farmer to retreat, but it was too late.
Farmer run, Farmer run, Farmer run.
All 3 were on his tail.
They are all on me.
He dropped too, and I was forced to flee or die. Quite some time later, with Farmer regrown, we made our way to Highlands in hopes of finding a solo dibble to hunt. We'd come across a giant mixed pack of dibbles hanging out with a land dino and other Ceratos. But no dibbles alone and begging to be chomped. We scoped out the area, double-checking that he was actually really alone, before finally taking the fight. When fighting dibbles as a Cerato, the biggest thing is to try and get behind them, and to bait out their alt attacks before biting. Which is easier said than done when a dibble knows how to slide, and is often switching in and out of sparring mode. but boy, does dropping a dibble feel good. Especially when they're often such an absolute metric pain in the tail. Later that evening, Fudgy was back and ready for action. Once more by the lake, we were seeking a good hunt, preferably against a dibble or a tenno. So when we spotted both together, we were cautious, but excited. This could be incredibly fun. Would have been if the wackiest T-posing Maya hadn't come sliding down the hill. Nah. No. I don't know what's wrong with that guy, but we weren't going to risk fighting that disaster. Once back in West Rail, we became an incredibly annoying group of Ceratos, beating up the local Dilo pack and eating every corpse we could smell.
Come here. Got him.
What, a Dilo or a Raptor?
Dilo.
One ran right
Of course
into
I'm
me.
missing out.
He's vomiting. Get him.
Whoops, sorry.
He's running away. Come back here. It's me.
Was it the Dilo again?
Yes.
Poor Dilo.
Yeah,
He's bleeding.
running
He's
off.
like, oh no.
Give me that.
It's me, Meta.
He was literally like,
even
oh
fits.
no, they're back.
We never
Gotcha.
left, honey.
He's dead.
We soon had bigger problems, though. As we approached the pond to get a drink, we spotted a dibble. Not a huge deal if it was alone. Maybe even a potential fun fight. But then the second one made itself known. We weren't completely discouraged, though. If we could get them separated, we could target one or the other and begin to wear them down. It was working. One chased after Fudgy, and Farmer and I began to attack the other. But they very quickly moved back to guard each other again. Unfortunate. We were patient, though, prepared to keep messing with them, until we spotted a tenno tail in the distance.
Is that a tenno?
I think so.
If that's a tenno, we get out of here.
What is that?
Long story short, the herd we'd seen by the lake had been killing other trios of Ceratos all evening. We'd been incredibly wary of getting anywhere near them when we heard them yelling. So when I recognized the skin of the tenno that was hiding in the bush, we knew it was them.
Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. It's the tenno. It's the tenno. We get out of here. We get out of here.
As I moved away, I spotted another dibble hiding in a bush that I was running toward. And knowing they had a stego too, I didn't want to chance running through the next bush. They'd been waiting in ambush, prepared, or so they thought, to jump us. But we were not going to accept their ambush herd. Fudgy and Farmer ran into the forest ahead of me. With the tennos, the only ones fast enough to run me down, on my tail, I moved toward Fudgy.
Fudgy, I'm bringing him towards you.
I'm coming in.
Try not to engage, though. It's better to just run.
I just want to distract them so they back off a little.
All right. Go, go, go.
They're still on you.
I know. They're on me. They're on me.
One's on me.
Farmer, we need you. We've separated them
Behind me.
from the rest.
By luring the tennos far enough away from their larger protectors, when we were finally prepared to engage the threats. They were quite alone in trying to fight us. One of the two took heavy damage right out the gate and immediately began to flee. The other attempted to fight back momentarily, but then also decided to get out of there. As they fled, we backed off. We were not fast enough to run the Tennos down, and going back into the herd with low stamina was akin to asking to be killed by the Dibbles. But at the very least, we'd given them something to think about. Once the herd moved on, apparently deciding we weren't worth bothering further, we returned to stalking around the plains. On our way toward the beach, a moving corpse caught my eye, and we moved to surround it. Which was all fine and dandy in thought, but in action, well, it turned out to be 3 more Ceratos, and they attacked instantly.
Use caution, don't be dumb. I'm stuck.
Get out of there.
Yep, we're good, we're good. Target the green one. Target the green one. We gotta drop at least one. Yep, green one's down. Alright, black one. Black one, black one. Farmer! Second one's down.
Drop one, drop one. Last one. I gotta back down. Are you low?
Nope, I'm fine. Get out, farmer, get out, farmer. We're fine, we got this.
This time we played much more smart, targeting one of the pack at a time instead of all fighting independently, and hoping that the writhing mass we were biting wasn't each other.
He's running.
Redemption. Oh, it felt sweet. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and comment your thoughts below. If you're new here, please consider subscribing for more content like this. Thanks, and I'll see you again soon.